Some stories stay locked away, their truths buried in silence. A diary, weathered and unopened, rests among donated books in a library. When she found it, she thought it was a stranger's tale of regret, a mirror to her own. But first impressions lie. This is the story of a librarian, a diary that held a promise and a truth that waited decades to heal her heart. Yeah? Step into the pages and listen to its whisper. Clara was a librarian in her 50s, her days filled with routine, her nights heavy with unspoken regrets. Once a dreamer, she'd let life's disappointments dim her spark. One evening, sorting through a donation box, she found a weathered, leather-bound diary, its cover engraved with "For Clara." Her breath caught. Was this a mistake? A stranger's confessions left behind? She imagined a life unlived, its sorrows like her own. Determined to find its owner, she took it home, her heart stirring with curiosity. In her quiet apartment, Clara studied the diary. Its pages were locked with a tiny clasp, the leather worn but deliberate, dated from the 1970s. The engraving felt personal, almost pleading. She pictured a grieving soul, their regrets sealed inside, now hers to unravel. Her own life, safe but unfulfilled, echoed the mystery. She visited the library's donor records, finding a vague link to a man named Daniel. Clara's mind raced. Perhaps a reclusive writer, his diary her chance to feel alive again. She began her search. At the city archive, Clara pored over donation logs. Daniel Reed had been a young man in the 70s, briefly noted for poetry, then vanished from public view. She imagined a broken spirit, his diary a final confession. Her own regrets, of chances not taken, words unsaid, felt tied to this mystery. The archivist mentioned Daniel was alive, now a celebrated memoirist living nearby. Clara's hopes lifted. She'd return the diary, perhaps find meaning in the act. She headed to his office, the diary in her bag, unaware of the personal truth it held. Daniel wasn't the lost poet Clara envisioned. In his 70s, he was vibrant, his office filled with his best-selling memoirs. When she showed him the diary, his face softened. "You're Clara," he said, his voice steady. "I left this for you." Confusion washed over her. Daniel opened the diary with a key, revealing a single entry about a woman who changed his life. "That's you." Daniel's story took Clara back to her 20s. She'd been a waitress, her dreams of writing buried under long shifts. One rainy night, a young man, Daniel, sat in her cafe, disheveled and desperate, confessing he'd stolen to survive. Instead of reporting him, Clara listened, paid for his meal, and urged him to start over. That act of forgiveness saved Daniel, inspiring him to write. He kept the diary, its single entry a tribute to her compassion, vowing to find her when he could give back. The diary wasn't meant to stay unopened. Daniel, now a literary icon, had arranged for Clara to speak at a prestigious festival, sharing her own untold stories with a publisher ready to listen. The diary, now open, stood displayed, its entry a testament to her kindness. As Clara spoke to a moved audience, her regrets lifted, her voice found. The secret of the unopened diary wasn't sorrow. It was her second chance, a bridge from her past to a new beginning. First impressions lie. Clara thought the diary was a stranger's regrets, but it was a mirror to her own heart. A young woman's forgiveness, forgotten by her, wove a thread through time to heal her wounds. What acts of kindness have you offered that might still light someone's path, waiting to be rediscovered? Subscribe to First Impressions Lie to uncover the truths hidden in plain sight.